Today I want to talk about a topic that many people avoids, a topic that makes society uncomfortable. It is called anti-natalism. Anti-natalism is the idea that maybe bringing new children into the world is not always the right thing. Not because children are bad, not because life has no meaning, but because existence itself comes with suffering, pain, fear, and many problems we cannot control. So, in this video, I want to explain this idea calmly in simple words and share why many thinkers, philosophers, and normal day to day people today are questioning the idea of having kids. The core is what is anti-natalism? Anti-natalism basically say before creating a new life, think deeply about the pain that life will experience. Think about the struggles a new person will have to face and ask yourself, is it fair to bring someone into a world where suffering is guaranteed? Antinatalism is not about harming anyone. It is not about ending lives. It is not about hurting anyone. It simply says maybe the safest, most responsible choice is not to create a new life in the first place. And it also focuses on preventing suffering by not bringing new people into the existence. So, another question lies there are a few simple reasons why people today are supporting this idea. First, life is not easy. You can also correlate to it if you are born in India and you are a middle class person. Every person faces pain, physical pain, emotional pain, heartbreaks, sickness, stress, loneliness, pressure, failure, death. If someone is not born, they never have to suffer these things. It is simple. It is a simple thought. Second, no one asked to be born. We give a whole life to someone without asking their consent. They never get to choose, but they must live through whatever life gives them. Third, most people today feel that society is broken. Society is full of crimes. The cost of living is high. Mental mental health problems are rising. Climate change is getting worse. And if you are in North India, you will also relate to this. That climate is getting worse and worse by days to days. Jobs are unstable in the market. Almost everyone is stressed. Even millionaires are stressed right now. So the question becomes why bring a child into a world that is already struggling to take care of the people who are alive right now? Now, the philosophy of the David Benatar. One of the most famous thinkers of anti-natalism is David Benatar. He says something very simple. Not being born avoids pain, but being born guarantees some pain. A very good example. Even if a person lives a happy life overall, there will always be a suffering, sometimes small, sometimes huge. If the person was never born, they would never feel this suffering, and they would not miss happiness either, because there is no person to feel that loss. It is not an existence. There is no life cycle circling around that person, around that soul. So it is a very interesting idea given by David Benatar. The idea itself has a deep philosophy inside it. This is the main idea of antinatalism. Avoiding harm is most important than creating a new person who will experience both happiness and harm. So, presence of pain is bad, presence of pleasure is good, absence of pain is good, absence of pleasure is not bad. I can show a graph for this. So, this is the Benatar's asymmetry, a simple visual. Like you can see the graph that existence has some pain, some moral value is going down. If there is no non-existence, then pain will not be there. Pain will not be present. Moral value is high, and if pleasure we have existence, then there will be no pain. It will have a high moral value. And if the person is not existent, so how it will feel a pleasure? It is a good thing. Now, the pressure from the society. Another reason people talk about antinatalism today is the huge pressure society puts on young people. When will you marry? When will you have kids? You are incomplete without children. Most of the young men in their 20s can relate to this talk. Many people don't want to have kids. Some are not mentally ready. Some are not financially stable. Some simply want peace. But society forces them to feel guilty or ashamed. And in the society like India, this pressure is the real pressure. So the antinatalism says you don't have to follow society. You can choose not to create a life if you think the world is not safe or stable for a new person. The environment and the future. Another important point is the future of Earth. Right now, climate change is real. Cities are polluted. Heat waves are rising. If you are in Delhi, you can relate to this that cities are usually populated. AQI is 500 and above. Food and water may become scarce. Animals are suffering. Natural disasters are increasing. And people argues why to bring the children into a world that may become more dangerous, more unstable and more stressful in the coming decades. Many environmental thinkers say that having fewer children actually helps the planet. One less person means less pollution, less consumption, less pressure on the nature. Another thought is suffering of animals. There is also a moral argument about animals. Humans cause a huge amount of suffering to animals through farming, habitat destruction, through infrastructure development, and pollution. Some antinatalists say that if humans slowly stop reproducing, the world may become a kinder place for other animals who also feel pain and fear. And common criticisms, of course, many people disagree with antinatalism. Some say life has some good moments, some say suffering makes us stronger, some believe family and children bring happiness and purpose. These arguments are valid. Antinatalism does not deny that life can be good. It simply says, is it fair to force someone to take that risk? You can you can also think if life is like a gem, if life is like sorry, if life is like a game with pain and danger, should we force someone to play it? We have the accountability for that. Should we force someone to play that game which has both pain and danger? And there are very less chances to win without their consent. Without the person consent, we are forcing them to play this game. And another point is antinatalism is not extreme. Some common misunderstanding I have to address right now. It is also important to say clearly antinatalism does not support violence. It does not say someone should die. If a person is born, it does not say he or she should be died. It only talks about non creating new lives who might suffer. Even David Benatar himself clearly rejects any violent or harmful actions. He says antinatalism is about compassion, not cruelty. And thought, my final thought is at the end of the day, antinatalism is not about hating life, it is about protecting life from harm. It asks a simple but powerful question. If we truly care about others, should we bring someone into a world where suffering is guaranteed? There is no right or wrong answer, but the question itself is important, and thinking about it can help us make more responsibility, more thoughtful decisions instead of blindly following tradition or pressure. So this is the idea of antinatalism, explained calmly and simply. You don't have to agree with it, but you should understand it. Because in a world full of stress, uncertainty, climate problems, economic problems, and emotional struggles, this question matters more than ever. Thank you for listening. Thank you.